Blast off. What's up, everybody? Wellness Week Live, Magnus and Callie. I'm in Jersey. And let's talk about Magnus today. Are we living in the worst of times or the best of times? And that's the show today. Is the time we live in now?
Yeah.
Today. I wouldn't want to have kids today. Oh my God, things are so bad today. No, today. And you know what? It's just like, look, for me, first off, what the hell does that even mean? There are 50,000 topics. Which topic are you talking about when people say things are worse or better? Like, so I just think, you hear people, especially old people, it's like, this could be another show in and of itself, Magnus, but I'm convinced elderly people, generally speaking, are more pessimistic because they have drops in their testosterone, their thyroid problems. They're miserable because they're falling apart. So of course they're going to think things suck. But when you talk to a teenager, they think life is great. And that's how human nature is because they're vibrant, they're alive, all their hormones are, strong, and they're not withering away. Excuse me one second, I got to sneeze. But
Bless you.
Thank you. But yeah, so I think, again, it's such a loaded question because there's so many topics to say, like, well, what's better, what's worse? But I would say, generally speaking, the human being today does better overall in every metric than the human being of 1,000 years ago. There's an old saying, the poorest person today in America lives better than the King of England in 1400. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have modern running water. I mean, yeah.
If you can't say that you're living in the best time of humankind, right? It comes down to this.
Right.
Yes,
Better,
if you're watching the news, if you're engaged in politics and things like that, of course everything is going to suck because that's what they want you to think.
Right, of course.
But if you're looking at it, like I mean, come on. Like one thing, a good thing, watch if anybody has, I think it's still on HBO. It's an HBO show called The Nick. They're basically showing a hospital late, like basically the last couple of years of the 1800 in New York and the Knickerbox district. Like the things that you see, like now medicine, when we're talking about like urgent care, like surgery and things like that, nothing can beat it. Nothing.
As of now,
and it's the same thing. Like before penicillin, you get a cold, goodbye, you're dead.
By the way, before vaccines. I mean, hello, polio, you just die, whatever.
Exactly. And in other things, like looking at it, technology, I mean, it's the same thing. When I look at the teenagers, I meet teenagers at school every day, the difference of potential. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I love that I grew up without the smartphones and things like that. But it's still, like we might have lived a less stressful life and so on. But at the end of the day, it's what you bring to the table, basically.
Of course. And Magnus, it makes me laugh because, I mean, even look at life expectancy in America, okay? The average American, I don't have to tell you, you have a biochem PhD. The average American will live till about 80 years old, okay? 1850, the average American did not live till 80. They lived till about 30, okay? So, and there's outliers, of course, but so modern by the way, Magnus, was funny. Somebody was saying this and they caught my attention and they were so right. They said, in the 1800s, right? Everything was organic. Everything was fresh. There was no chemicals, no pollution, no automobiles. There was no airplanes. There was no nuclear waste. There was nothing. Everything was organic, right? The water was pure. Okay. And people live till about 30, 35 years old, okay? Today, everything is polluted, this and that, not organic, but we live till about 80. Why is that? It's called technology, modern medicine. Medicine matters. Technology matters. We're in a better state today than we ever were. And also worldwide. I mean, there are poverty. There is a lot of bad and hurt that happens, no doubt. But there's less of it today than there was 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 50 years ago.
100%.
Take China before 1970. China was a fucking shithole. All right. Sorry, but I mean, now China I would make the argument China is the number one world power, period. So, I mean, and that happened within 50 years. So, I mean, talk to people in China. Again, America, things are just overwhelmingly better, medically better, financially better, socially better, safety, Magnus. People say, oh, it's so dangerous. People getting shot and killed. No, actually, murders are down nationwide. Kidnappings are down nationwide. Actually, there were more kidnappings in the 1980s than there were in 2025, which you're watching this video. So
just go back 100 years, go to the frontier Wild West. Good luck. Like,
yeah,
we're talking about like battling it out.
Yeah, people think it's so hard now. Yeah, I get it. Not to say there's not problems now. Of course, there's problems now. But I think by and large,
can I add something? So looking at statistics, one of the things that we're seeing a drastical increase with our like life expectancy is we do have very small amount of child death that we used to like basically a lot of kids died the first couple of years they lived. That that it still exists that we have like that unfortunately babies are dying, but compared to it, it's and that's why we are what 7 billion people on the planet, whatever it is now. I mean, an insane amount, and it keeps on growing all the time because we live longer. Kids don't die that easy nowadays.
Right. People would die from dirty hands and not having a toilet. I mean, so things are much better today, and equal rights.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. I mean, try being a minority in 1950. Good luck.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's the same thing. Just look at the house. Look at a house. What we compared to someone like in the 50s. We have no problem with running water. We have several bathrooms. We have probably an insane amount of TV and technology. We have several cars, talking about an average family.
Yeah.
We have food like in abundance, especially when it's coming to Western society and especially America. But the crazy part still is that we have people that are living in poverty and things like that, which
doesn't happen.
Shouldn't be.
Right. But as a general population, we're better off today than we were, 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago. I mean, and again, you don't have to be a billionaire or a millionaire to benefit from. By the way, for instance, about 100 years ago in America, not that far back, okay? In America, okay, back about 100 years ago, 1920s, if you did not purchase fire insurance, then the fire company would not come to your house and put out your house. They would let you die. Literally, that's America. And it wasn't too long ago. So now it's better. Whether you pay taxes or not, you get to have your house put out if there's a fire. So we take so many things for granted. We're very spoiled here in America. And education, you're entitled to an education. Again, like 60 years ago, 70 years ago, if you were a minority, good luck. You were, try to get educated. So many things are better. Medicine, again, social structures. I mean, again, we have a lot of work to do, but I think
just look like before we had now we're talking about high-speed internet, before we had radio, before we had telephone, all these things, like how long it took to be able to communicate with one another. Now I'm on the West Coast, you're on the East Coast, we're able to record, and this is sci-fi for a lot of people. I can make a phone call to my friends in Sweden, which is at the other side of the world, and I don't have to pay anything extra for it because I have my internet connection on my phone or whatnot, like data. It's insane when you start looking at it, and then just the change that happened from you and I grew up till now, looking at 40 years, the differences that we see.
And by the way,
it's wild.
And everybody likes to shit on social media, but if social media was so bad, then why the hell are we all on it? There's a lot of good that comes with social media. Yes, there is bad. There's a lot of good that happens too. So, we were in a great time, and I get it. Things are bad. We all go through personal shit. But overall, generally speaking, things are much better today than they ever were in human history and also in American history. That's all I got to say, Matt.
Can I add something to that too?
Hit it.
So another thing that I found, because we always talk about mental health, right?
Yeah.
Like, what would they say? Like, we just say 40 years ago. Then toughen up, Buttercup. Life is tough. Yeah, but now we are men can actually, especially men, we we can actually go and talk to a professional about our mental health and so on, which we couldn't before. It's the same thing too. Like before, you always, like, you were working basically blue collar label. It's physical labor that you did. Now most of us are working way more with our heads and technology and information flow and whatever it is, right? So yeah, I mean,
so many great things.
like
Go on and on.
just that helps us. I mean, if we take care of ourselves, definitely have a longer life expectancy because we're not working our butts off,
Oh yeah,
whatever, in like an industry or on a farm or whatever, right?
yeah.
Very few people do any physical labor nowadays,
Yes. No, I agree, and we can go
good
on
or
and on and
bad.
on.
So
Yeah, there's so many
yeah,
things that we could go on about. So, but yeah, I think it comes down to if you're a pessimistic person, you're going to see the glass half empty and whatever. Anyways,
yeah. I
that's all
mean,
I gotta say.
it comes down to this too, like taking care of yourself, both physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever, like your beliefs are and so on. Those things count. And
100%.
like if you do that on top of being fortunate to live in a fairly good country, we're talking about the Western society and most of the world, I would say, you're lucky. You're on the top. You're on the top side of looking at world health and everything.
100%, Magnus. Well said. I got nothing else to say. Have you got anything else?
Me neither. I'm done. Nope.
Magnus, thank you
All
as
right.
always. Thank
Take
you,
care,
everybody.
guys.
Check
Thank you,
back in,
Anthony.
okay? Life is great. Signing us off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, everyone. All right. Cool.